Mapisa CBD, thank you so much for your company. Now, Ghana's emergency care is expected to see a tremendous improvement as government hopes to take delivery of the full complement of brand new ambulances by November 2019. So far, 96 out of 307 ambulances purchased by the government are in the country, with the latest fleet of 48 arriving in this weekend. Now, the government took delivery of the first batch of 48 fully installed ambulances a couple months ago. And a lot of people have been reacting to this on various social media platforms. But let's go to Facebook and see what you had to say. This one is from @Cephas, who says, I hope no scandal will be associated with this. Anyway, it's a good move by government. Nyako says, he's asking, is there a management and a maintenance package to make sure these vehicles last and are used efficiently? You need to learn to follow their progress. Your team needs to follow their progress. This one is from @Ibrahim Al Hassan, who says the government has done his best way to the country. And Curtis Cleveland says, in as much as this is very good news and a major boost for emergency healthcare, the onus lies on our poor maintenance culture. I just hope it wouldn't be a few months before these ambulances are left to rot. I have seen many such ambulances in many regions, particularly in the Bono and Ashanti, where these had not been properly maintained and are left to rot. Harrison of Hosu says, every constituency will need at least 5 ambulances, but it's always good to start from somewhere. I commend government for good work done, and I expect successive governments to critically look at the emergency services and resource it fully in order to prevent needless deaths. As for the chamber shenanigans, I hope they will not dare raise it again in this generation. After 50 years from now, they can think of expansion. And this one is from Idrisu, who says, good news, but let's not pack them in a certain garage. Distribute them to the hinterlands. Please, patients and relatives are suffering. A policy put up to curtail our bizarre maintenance culture. This one is from Nana Banyan, who says, Ghana's problem cannot be solved in a day. It's a step-by-step process. Ghanaians should stop being hypocrites. I can see some people making sarcastic comments and asking rhetorical questions. Think about yourselves and accept everything good. Is it a crime to supply ambulances to the country? This one is from Prince, who says, hospitals are there. You people refuse to open them and you are buying ambulances alone. The two work hand in hand, and you will carry patients to your house, or you will carry patients to your house. The last one I'm taking is from Francis, who says, it's refreshing to know that some ambulances have arrived. The issues at hand is how the ordinary citizen will benefit from this. You will call, and as usual, excuses. Ibigana we day. September 21st is a day set aside to mark the birthday of Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Now, this day is observed as a national holiday in the country to commemorate his efforts in fighting for independence for Ghana. Now, the 21st was on Saturday, and thus the Ministry of Interior has declared Monday, September 23rd, as a statutory public holiday. On Twitter, Kwame Nkrumah has been trending. Let's see what you have been saying about Ghana's first president. Selassie says, happy celebration of Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day to Ghana. On this day, we celebrate everything our country could have been. At Africa Wide says, Ghana celebrates Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day holiday, which fell on Saturday and is celebrated today. We wish the nation a restful holiday as they celebrate the birthday of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's first president. At Livia says, Nkrumah never dies. When this statement was first made, people thought you meant to live forever. They didn't know you meant your name and legacy will live on forever. Keep resting in peace, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Indeed, Nkrumah never dies. Happy Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. Mr. Jai says, Happy Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. Those who would judge us merely by the heights we have inherited would do well to remember the depths from which we started. And Kweku Watcher says, as we celebrate Kwame Nkrumah today, let's all cultivate the habit of being patriotic citizens rather than spectators. Mind you, we are the people who can effect the change we want to see in our society. Happy Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. This one is from @Divine, who says, it's Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. On his birthday, we honor the man who led us to independence and fought for Africa's liberation and unity. Nkrumah never dies. And Quick Angel G says, in the footsteps of his greatness, we celebrate today. Happy Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day. And Step Out 3 says, this is the Memorial Day of one true legend, the man whose great system we've destroyed. He was the biggest gun in Ghana's political arsenal, and we love and will always have you at heart. Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day to you all. Hashtag Black Love. Now let's take a listen to Kwame Nkrumah's speech that predicted the current African awakening.
Here is a phenomenon against which all African freedom fighters must be on their guard and resist to the utmost. Even though I appreciate the difficulties facing us, I must admit, I find it strange to watch some of us returning willingly to the colonialist fold. This time, they don't even have the excuse of being forced to subject themselves to foreign domination. It makes one wonder, why so much effort and sacrifice and so many lives were given up to the achievement of independence in the first place, if it can only be so quickly and easily surrendered. We must begin to build immediately our own continental common market. For it is easy for anyone who studies the common market organization closely to realize that the common market is aimed at harnessing the African countries to satisfy the profit lust of the imperialist bloc and to prevent us from following an independent neutralist policy. It is easy to see that the imperialists and the colonialists are determined to retain the African countries in the position of suppliers of cheap raw materials. If we do not resist this threat, and if we throw in our lot with the common market, we shall doom the economy of Africa to a state of perpetual subjection to the economy of Western Europe. This will, of course, hinder the industrialization of our young African states. It is impossible to think of economic development and national independence without possessing an unfettered capacity for maintaining a strong industrial power. The activities of the common market are therefore fraught with dangerous political and economic consequences for the independent African states. The organization constitutes an attempt to replace the old system of colonial exploitation by a new system of collective colonialism, which will be stronger and more dangerous than the old evils we are striving to liquidate from our continent.
On that note, we're going to take a quick breather. We'll be back with Monday Motivation. Stay tuned. You're still watching Join Is Interactive with myself, Mapita CBD. You know how to join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with Join News on TV. It's Monday, and you know what that means. On Twitter, hashtag Monday Motivation is trending. I mean, we all need a little bit of motivation. Like myself this morning, I really needed a push to get up to come to work. I needed some motivation, so I thought I should share some of the motivation I got from Twitter today. This one is from @Matthew, who says, not every battle is worth fighting. You don't have time to get involved in things that aren't between you and your destiny. Morning and have a nice day. L'Oreal says, start the day you have to start that idea you have today. Tomorrow may be too late. This one is from @Bosi Borivibes, who says, if your absence doesn't affect them, your presence never mattered. Hashtag Monday Motivation. Mr. Calvin Gray says, good morning. May your haters be this confused. Hashtag Monday Motivation. @BTD Hub says, life your masterpiece. No limitations on what you can be, have, or do. This one is from @Innocent Vehicles, who says, your time is precious, so don't waste it living someone else's life. @Late Effect says, be a game changer, never forget who you are. Hashtag Monday Motivation. @ThyKingdom_come says, you are not called by God to do extraordinary things, but to do ordinary things with extraordinary love. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people saying or telling you to stay in your lane, especially when you're doing a lot of things. Well, we've got some wise words from Idris Alba, who thinks that, you know what, you should try as many things as possible and don't listen to people who tell you to stay in your lane.
Encourage people to stay away from people who tell you to stay in your lane, all right? Let me tell you something. You've got one life to live. It's your birthright to try as many different things as you want. I get criticized for, trying this, doing a bit of that. I love it. It's what I'm here for. If you want to try something different of your life, go for it, all right? If you're a painter and decorator and you want to be a boxer, you try that. If you're an accountant and you want to be a ballet dancer, you go for that. That's your birthright, okay? I get criticized by people who stay in their lane, that haven't got the confidence to try anything else, and that's boring. Do you know what I mean? Life's too short for that. And I encourage you to stay away from people like that, or at least challenge them. And do your thing, all right? Do your thing. Don't get pigeonholed into a box. Understand?
When you think about change, don't think about change on the day. Oftentimes we're like, New Year's, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. You need to start implementing the change way before that, okay? So if you're looking to get a promotion next year, say September, don't think about it. Don't wait until September. You need to start that change in February. You need to start implementing that into your mind, into your scheduling.
The thought occurred to me that it's really good, it's really important that you treat yourself well. Be good to yourself. It's important to do the things that make you happy and balance your happiness, you know. We live in a world which is fast and thankless, especially when you have family, you have partnerships, you have children, you know, work. You do above and beyond for a lot of people, but you don't get the thanks, and that's because people just forget. And that's where you need to thank yourself and be good to yourself, you know.
People talk about aiming for the skies. Sometimes even aiming for the skies is intimidating. Just don't give yourself boundaries. Your sky and my sky might be different, you know what I mean? But neither of us will touch the sky if we give ourselves boundaries. You know what I mean? Whatever your sky is, whatever your biggest dream is, I might have already touched that, you know? So in other words, what sky? Where does the sky end? I'd rather people go, you know what, I'm not going to restrict myself to going, I can only do this, or I can only do that, or I have to do it this way, or I have to do it that way. I think it's important that people just go, I mean, lose the boundaries, lose the conformity, and just go for it.
Idris Alba with some Monday motivation for us. On that note, I'm going to take a video that's been trending all over social media this past weekend.
Oh, Siki Billions, Yajia Woody, Siki Billions, we are proud of ourselves. One thing, not Ziggy no Hono, Bicycasa, Yadinacha Hisukwa. If you got this age, make your money. And I don't know bread yet. What was it? Is your for us to try this? I wouldn't want to follow the best matter. Press a drama so Sassican and Nanama, Nana Cotombres here, Wada, and I wish you take the days. No way. Don't push me. I'll go myself. I'll from the Bao. Caracashe, skin boots, I was a shot, Ugusu, Shannon guarantee, Kamukusage, Umutisa way. Chale, Uchale no side. Zeza Guaza, and you myself for your mom watching the Abeshamo time. Fucking tilapia. Alright, me, at Tatawatame, on one Madafu, on one of Bessel. Kai Kakataba, Kataba Yako, Neka, DJ Yonko.
And that's how I end today's edition of Joy News Interactive. Thank you so much for your company. You know how to continue the conversation: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with Joy News on TV. I'm Apita CBD, and enjoy the rest of your holiday.